Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday Night Shutter Talk. And this evening we've got a very special photographer and a great friend of mine, Valerie Hider. She's a food photographer and just does some great images. If you haven't followed her, she's on Instagram, and make sure you give her a thumbs up on her Instagram photo. And but without further ado, let's bring on Val and see how she's been in the last little while. Hello, Valerie. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Great. Let me just turn the volume up a little bit for you, and yeah, so you can hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yep. Maybe go the other way. Up the other way.
Oh.
Yeah, keep going.
You're
centered.
sagging.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Yeah, this high tech stuff is always something in it.
Yeah, just getting the alignment right.
Yeah. So Valerie, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. No. Look forward to it. You know, like we've got. Food photography is kind of a niche that not everybody does, and it's kind of interesting to see how people do it. So, you know, you being the person that I know so well that does some great food, and I thought, well, bring you on here, and you can tell us how you go about the process of food photography. So, with that in mind, now. In terms of camera and gear, what do you usually use for when you start your like a setup for food photography for an evening shoot?
Depending on what I'm shooting, if I want to do the details, I'm using my 105 macro. If I want to get in close, sometimes I need to shoot a whole plate, and then I would use my 24-70 because I just needed a wider field of view. And sometimes I'll just use my 50 mil just because it's lighter if you're shooting from above.
Okay.
Rather than having my 24-70.
Yeah.
So I'll flip back and forth.
Now, do you what in terms of lighting? What kind of lighting do you use?
My preference is to use natural light, but it makes it challenging because you know, sometimes you're not always available to be photographing during the day, and you might want to do a project in the evening. So I'm trying my best to learn how to create natural light from other light sources. So that's something I'm a work in progress.
Oh, that's good. Now, with that, now you belong to a couple of groups. You belong to a photo club?
The Delta Photo Club, yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the club?
Oh, it's a wonderful club. That's where I've learned most of my technical skills through all the amazing photographers that are part of the club, and you being one of them, and Caroline, who's also a food photographer, and everybody's so willing to share tips and tricks and technical knowledge that, yeah, it's invaluable, all the information that I've gained and help I've received from all the many photographers in the club. I can't thank them enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always nice to share. I mean, I think as in terms of groups, I believe photographers probably the ones that share the most that I've found. I don't know about you,
Right.
You know.
Yes, I haven't come across many photographers that aren't willing to share.
Yeah. Now,
So
when you travel, Valerie, do you look for things to photograph in terms of food? I know when we go to Seattle, you always seem to know where all the great food and dessert places are. Now, have you gone and
yes.
photographed them ahead of time?
No, I just like to scout out all the bakeries, and that's my passion. I like to visit nice bakeries and nice restaurants. So yeah, sometimes I do my homework in advance, but I'm pretty much a generalist photographer. So I will photograph most things, whether it's architecture or sports or food, nature, whatever is available when I'm out is what I'm shooting.
So, is it? Are you getting inspiration when you go find these places? Is that an idea?
Yes, yes. I'm inspired by, whether it's the landscape or, the culture or the people. Um, yeah, my camera's always looking for something to photograph.
Mm-hmm. Now, in terms of food photography, what would you suggest for somebody starting out? What would you suggest for them to get? What kind of equipment should they start with?
Well, I haven't been doing it for that long, and I'm kind of starting out and learning as I go, but I really do like my macro for getting in close to and getting the details.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a macro lens or even a 50 millimeter lens, I like the pictures that have come out of that as well, by using that lens.
Yeah.
But I think with that, with the macro lens and some natural light, you can do a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it. I know natural light is seems to be desirable for a lot of these shots, and
Hmm.
it just gives you a little bit more detail, I guess, in the shadows and the way the light kind of falls on your subject. So, now,
Right.
when you're doing the food photography, do you do the baking ahead of time, or do you buy your subjects, or how does it work?
And no, my other passion is baking, so I kind of combine the two. And so if I'm working on a project or trying to bake something that's a little more involved and complex, I feel like, well, I may not ever do it again. So I try to photograph at the same time. So that's sort of how that evolved.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, very interesting.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I've been photographing my own baking, so I'm creating my own props.
That's a good thing, you know. You can photograph and you can have something, and you have a reward at the end, you know. Oh dear. Now, in terms of processing, now what softwares do you use for processing your images?
So I put them through Lightroom, and I do the majority of my editing in Lightroom, and then sometimes I'll use Photoshop, but the majority is Lightroom.
Okay, okay. Oh,
Excuse me.
okay. Now, and I'm just got it one more. Now, have you taken any workshops or anything for food photography, or?
No formal workshops, but we've had a couple workshops through Delta Photo Club. We had Barry Brady and Barbara Cameron come in and speak to us, and I've watched numerous videos online and seen lots of amazing photos through Instagram. And I always pick up the Edible magazine that's available
Yeah. Yeah.
in many places, and there's some fine photography there as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
lots of examples of good photography everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's always kind of cool to see that. So, you've sent us some images, and I'm gonna go to our next screen here, and we're gonna talk about some of the photos and tell us the story behind them, how you did them,
Sure.
and what you took. And we're just gonna start with this first image. It looks very appetizing, you know.
Yeah, they were some homemade buttermilk biscuits. So my goal was to just show the flakiness of the biscuits, and you know give it a little bit of warm light so it looked like a nice um, warm afternoon.
Yeah, yeah. Now,
Yeah.
with this image there, it looks like the focus is on the center biscuit there, and it kind of falls off, and
Yes.
it gives it kind of a nice soft background to it. And was
Yeah.
this done with your 105? Do you know? Do you remember?
I can't remember, to tell you the truth.
Oh, okay. Okay.
um, Probably, I would think. I'm not
Yeah.
exactly sure.
Okay, yeah, okay. We're going to go to the next one here, and
Okay, my husband is a big Guinness fan, so we had visited a pub in Las Vegas, and they had this really delicious brown bread. So I tried to replicate it. So I thought I would just take a photograph of it with the beer in the background.
so this is a Guinness bread?
Yeah, it's made with Guinness. It's a Guinness brown bread. So that was something that we had for St. Patrick's Day,
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah.
along with the Irish stew.
Yeah. I guess, like if you have enough of it, you probably get drunk.
Yeah.
Eat the loaf
Well,
and
I
get
think
drunk.
think we've cooked off all the alcohol.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's kind of nice to see, with that the Guinness in the background. You just kind of gives it the extra little bit for the story there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
uh,
That's the one thing is I'm always looking for props to help with the story.
okay,
Um,
yeah. So, oh, and I just looks like I just had a friend pop in, James Dennis.
oh,
Hello he's happy to be here, and I met James down in California a
oh,
while ago. But Tina and I were down there photographing bobcats, and we met him down there, and he's been a great friend, and I follow his Instagram, and so it's kind of nice. Yeah, nice to see him come in tonight, and hopefully we're going to get him on and talk about Yellowstone and some other Tetons wildlife. He's just come back from there, so.
oh,
But yeah,
wonderful.
so yeah, welcome, Dennis. Yeah, James.
It's great.
Now, Val, on this one here, now it's you've kind of put this into a panoramic type of an image here.
Yeah, so I jumped on the sourdough bandwagon January 2020. I was introduced to sourdough just before the pandemic hit, and we went into lockdown. So it was good timing. So I was practicing my sourdough baking skills and made these hamburger buns. And my neighbor does pottery. So at the same time, she had asked me to photograph some of her pottery. So I was able to photograph her pottery with some food.
Hmm.
So this was a
Yeah.
double project.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, you got two things done at
Yeah.
once. But yeah, yeah, it is kind of a neat thing there, and I like it because it just it's in the threes. It's not an even number. It's a three, so
Mm-hmm.
it just it fits nicely in that nice shot. And if there's any questions that people have out in the chat, please put them in the chat, and we'll get Valerie to answer them for you.
And this was more sourdough, a multi-grain sourdough loaf, and um, yeah, I just wanted again though with the warm light and
Hmm.
get some of the oatmeal flakes there for some detail.
Yeah, that's cool. It's just I like that shallow depth of field on that, and yeah, with all that yeah, very nicely done, and you got that just a little splash of color, with that the cloth in there. So yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
in
you can.
terms of the base, now is that like a board or what is that? What do you have that on?
Yeah, that's a cutting board, just
Okay.
a wood cutting board that my son had made in woodwork. So
Mm. Oh,
I
okay.
thought
So
the color would work well with the bread. So
yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
combined the two.
oh, very
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
it's challenging to find different props and plates and surfaces and
Mm-hmm.
linen.
Yeah, that's always. I know I've always been one to kind of look for things like that. If I find them, I put them aside for photo
Hmm.
shoots and things. You can put them on there. So, and then food photography is no different. So it's kind of nice to have these props. For sure.
It's very easy to gather lots.
Yeah. I don't think you can ever have enough of them.
No,
So
I know. You
yeah,
just need an extra
yeah.
space to store it all. Um, these are some chocolates, Valentine's chocolates, and I just like the reflection. I had it on a silver platter, and so
Hmm.
I just thought it was a little bit different.
Yeah, that's cool. I know, and I know, I see a lot of red in your photography.
Yes, I do like color.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't do much black and white.
yeah, yeah, very cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
great shot.
thank you. Oh,
There's
more
another one. I
red
like
again.
this one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this was some brownies I made on Valentine's Day, and I wanted to try sprinkling the sugar on. So this is what I ended up with lots of sugar everywhere. But
Uh, so how did you do the shot?
well, I set it up and it was dark, and this was a little bit challenging. I had the icing sugar, which I was sprinkling from above, and my camera on remote. And so, and I took it with flash.
Now, was it
So,
backlit there, or how did you light this?
no, it's side lit.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
And then you were just sprinkling the icing
the
sugar
sugar,
down
yeah.
on it. Yeah. Yeah, it's very effective. Yeah. It's
You can see how many times I tried by the amount of sugar on the plate.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay.
And again, I had picked up some ruby chocolate chips and tried a new recipe and coordinated this with a pink dish that I had. So
So a little pink container with are those pink chipettes too?
yeah, they're ruby chocolate chips. So they're
Oh,
the latest type of chocolate.
okay. And again,
Very tasty.
this was natural light shooting?
Yes.
Do you remember your lens?
No. Not sure which lens I was using for that.
Close up or a wide angle?
This was probably maybe my 50 mil.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it looks like it's not like a macro, but it's yeah. So
Yeah.
okay. Okay, and then we have a little Canadian shot.
Yeah. So all of these ones that we've just gone through are just to illustrate the occasions. Like food is always attached to many occasions, and so um, that gives me opportunities to photograph, through the seasons or celebrations or holidays. And this was for Canada Day, and I did some maple cream cookies, and so I just thought that was the first time I made them. So I thought, well, I'll photograph them with some maple syrup. So
Yeah, that's cool.
mostly
Yeah,
documenting.
yeah. And again on a cutting board, and you've got a little group of threes and the Canadian flag. Everything kind of works into very very Canadian looking.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, it challenges my creativity trying to think of, the proper um, props and colors and
mm-hmm.
things to tell the story.
Yeah, it's that's always kind of try to be creative with each item and to photograph it in a different way.
Yeah.
It does get challenging at times. So yeah.
And you don't want everything to look the same, right?
No, you don't. No.
So,
And this one
and
here.
of course, there's weddings too, and I shot a couple weddings, and so this was one of the cakes. My girlfriend makes these naked cakes, so this was just one documented for a wedding.
Yeah, it's kind of nice with the just darkness all around it and just kind of just lit.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
so
yeah,
it has
very
more of
very
that
cool.
rustic feel. So
Yeah.
yeah, not as much opportunity to set this up, when you're not in control of the background and situation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just another example of
Yeah.
food
We got to take a shot before it
and
gets all cut
occasion.
up.
Yeah, try and get the shot.
uh,
And this was another wedding. It's a COVID wedding, so it was a smaller wedding. But yeah, I asked to take the cake outdoors just so I could photograph it. So
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's nice to see the
so I
lighting
have
on that too, and
good
I kind of like
a
the
good
pool
background.
background. Yeah,
Yeah. So
and it looks like it's a
yeah.
slab of wood or something it's sitting on.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a good way to present the cake. So, and having the wood in the background, I thought it was a better background than the kitchen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Ooh, this is a cool
And
one. This got lots of color in there.
yeah, this was more bread that I was making. This is called star bread, and I made this for Christmas, so that's why it's got more of the Christmas colors.
Again, in terms of shooting, how did you shoot this?
Um, I probably used my 2470 for this because it's quite a big platter, and I shot that from above, horizontal, and with natural light.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
So a lot of these are documenting. It's documenting my baking so that
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
this for reference in future too. So
Oh, okay. Well, it's next image here coming up.
and this is another one from the wedding. This was a gift to the groom, and um, I was supposed to photograph the watch, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do that in the backyard. And the groom and his brother and father were toasting with this bottle, and the color of the bottle and the watch kind of coordinated, so I shot them together.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it's wood,
So
or almost. Is it a wood?
yeah, it is wood.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Very
So
cool. Yeah.
yeah, so I thought, okay, well, I can maybe use that as my background and
Yeah, it's always
capture.
difficult too, shooting some bottles and the reflections, with them. So
Right.
yeah, very nicely done. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's challenging when you have to just think on the spot very quickly and you don't have much time, right?
hmm
So, but I
yeah,
was glad that that worked out in the colors and they were happy with it. So,
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, everything just kind of matches nicely. So yeah.
yeah, and it tells a story because that was the bottle that they were drinking and toasting with. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very cool.
and this was just a water glass on a table when we were eating outdoors, and so I thought it just gave a nice reflection.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, yeah. It's always cool to have kind of reflections and be a little bit abstract in a way.
yeah,
So
yeah. So, you know,
yeah.
if I'm
Again,
bored
natural
waiting for
light.
my, yes, the sun was shining. This was on at Crescent Beach. So, um, if I'm bored waiting for my food, there's always something to photograph.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's for
Even if it's the
sure.
beverages, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And this was a lemon charlotte that I made, and just an example of, a plate that I found that I picked up and kind of have it in my collection to
Mm-hmm.
use just because I like the yellow
Yeah, yeah.
and the shape of it. So sometimes I'm on the lookout for something interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that with you got the in a square photo, but you have the two rounds in there.
Right.
Just everything seems to kind of work, nicely together. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So I thought it would make some interesting photos, this plate. So
yeah, yeah.
I'll pick
Okay,
that one up along the
yeah,
way.
okay, and we just had somebody drop in from Japan, all the way from Japan.
From Japan.
Welcome, Christy. Welcome,
Wow,
Mermaid
that's
Treasure Hunter.
exciting.
Yes, yeah, all the way from Japan.
That's
And she's just
wonderful.
getting into photography also. She's been taking
Oh,
some
great.
lessons, so it's kind of
Excellent.
nice to see that. Yeah, so look forward to seeing some of her images. She does do some great metal detecting along the shores of
Ah,
Japan. So,
oh,
but
wow.
yeah,
That's exciting.
yeah. So the next image
Okay.
here.
This should be another
Ooh, this one
example of
looks very
another
yummy.
another plate that I picked up. Um, and I just thought the swirls and the raisin Danish, which was swirled as well, would
Hmm
go well together. So
Yeah. It almost looks like those swirls were like chocolate. Like you've kind of
yeah,
put the design right on the plate. in there. So, but yeah. Yeah, very cool. It's nicely done. Again, you know, with being circular, and then you've got kind of a square frame on there, and all the colors are kind of go, you know, nice and hand in hand. So
Yeah, well, I think that all makes a difference to the final image.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an example of some of the dark food photography. I don't know if you've seen that before, Frank. It's sort of a new trend where a lot of the food is shot more low key.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just some homemade biscotti with slivered almonds
Yeah.
and sea salt.
Now, was this again? Was it natural light, or did you use flash here?
Natural light.
Okay.
But I think I flagged it, and I had black foam core.
Mm-hmm. Like, how close would the foam core be to these biscottis? Were they pretty close, or?
Fairly close, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's quite tight, and you know, just letting in, you know, feathering some light in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some window light in enough to brighten up the food.
Yeah. Well, these sort of images, they tend to it highlights the biscotti more than anything. You know, sometimes you see too much of the background, and it's just this is, we know what your intentions are here, to shoot the biscotti and highlight that, and you know, little grains of sugar, and I guess on the table's kind of nice. It just adds a nice dimension to it too. So
yeah. I'm just experimenting as I go and learning along the way.
And chocolate. Oh.
Yeah, these are also Guinness chocolate cookies.
Oh, really?
Again, this is on a black slate that I photographed them on.
Yeah.
And oops.
Yeah. Now this is Guinness chocolate?
Yeah. Well, no, the cookies are made with Guinness.
Okay.
And there's chocolate chips in it. So Guinness chocolate chip cookie. And so I photographed them while they were hot, so I could get the melted chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And I put these on a black slate, like a cheese board.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's very cool. It's just nicely. Again, the lighting is always the key in any food photography. You know, get the lighting right, and you know, and then be focused onto your main subject. So everybody knows what you're trying to show us here. So.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And Christy is saying she needs the recipe, Val.
Oh, not a problem. I can get that for you, no problem. And this was a photo shoot that we did at the Delta Photo Club.
Oh, okay.
Day. So.
And this is a low-key shot too.
Yeah, on acrylic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Black acrylic.
On black acrylic?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And I guess with this, you guys would be using flash.
Yes. Yeah, we did that at the club one night. So, but again, yeah, you're right. I guess I do have a lot of red.
I know that's red's your favorite color. I know that.
Yeah, I'm wearing red too, Tina.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a fun shoot, and the pomegranates are.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a great image. Yeah.
Nice subject.
Yeah, and they just kind of, you know, they got glossy and shiny, and so.
Yeah. So it's not just all baking, but
mm-hmm.
other food as well.
A little bit of everything in there, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And so some of my photos, food photos, I try to tell a story. And I was recently in Bali, and we were celebrating my girlfriend's birthday, and I wanted to document a cooking class that we did. That's what she wanted to do for her birthday. So I took the photos so that she would have them to remember her birthday. So this was, can anybody guess? Can you guess what it is? Well, you probably know, right?
It's hard to, yeah. I mean, I would say but it looks to me it's a bunch of scratches on some acrylic.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what this is the inside of a wok.
Oh,
So we were taking a cooking class, and this was the big wok that was there, and the sun was shining on it. And so I thought it was kind of interesting as an abstract, so I photographed that.
oh. So you're shooting down on it. You're shooting down into the
Yes,
wok.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
before we started cooking.
Ah, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's very different. You know,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, people can, you know, you almost look like, okay, it's just an acrylic, and you're kind of looking through. There's light on the other side, but it's now that I know it's a walk. It's a different story to it. But yeah, very cool.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took a couple shots of it with some oil in it, which is also interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
But so
Huh.
that was the wok.
And
It's a well-used wok.
okay, and here's the
And
guy
this was
with the walk.
the chef.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was making this fried rice dish called nasi goreng, which is popular in Indonesia. So he was teaching us how to do that. So I wanted to capture an action shot. So
Yeah, he's got things. He's juggling a lot of things in the air.
yeah, and that's his walk.
Yeah, and
The
yeah, it's kind
outside
of
of
neat.
the walk.
It's kind of neat to see that, you know, up in the air, and then you get a little bit of steam and everything. So it's well done. Yeah,
Yeah. So
and he's just in focus just enough to, you know, not to overpower the image. I think, you know, the whole idea is you're catching the walk, you're catching the food, and then yeah, that was the main focus here. But he's just in the background just to kind of add a kind of a layered dimension to it.
yeah, it was fun. He was quite entertaining. So I just wanted to capture a few shots of him as well.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
So
always cool. Yeah.
yeah, and that was the final result.
Oh, very tasty.
So, so
And
it's a bit of the
what kind of rice
story.
was that, Val?
It's called nasi goreng, and it's a really popular dish in Indonesia.
Hmm.
It's like a fried rice, very tasty.
What else does it have in it?
It's got a number of vegetables, mostly vegetables and rice and egg,
Hmm.
and some Indonesian spices.
Was it quite spicy?
No, not
No.
really.
Oh,
Very
okay.
mild.
Oh, okay.
You can get it everywhere.
Hmm. It's got a street. Is it street food or?
Uh, no, it's just like one of their staples. Like I think
Oh,
you
okay.
pretty much all over Indonesia you can get it. So it's very popular.
Yeah. Okay. And then we've got
And
this
then
here.
yeah, and then on to the next dish. This is the dessert. So my girlfriend is whisking up the batter. So I wanted to add some motion into that photo. So
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
let's
it's
see.
great. You just see just enough motion in there. Sometimes there's too much, and it really makes it kind of really over blurry. But this is just, I think, just right amount. So, do you remember like your shutter speed on this? What it would have been?
No, I
No.
don't.
And again, red fingernails.
Yeah.
I
I know
think you
it's
know
just
what I think that's what makes it in here. You just get that little splash of color. I think
right.
without that, it might not be as strong of a photo. But yeah, that's cool.
It just adds a little bit to the story,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and it identifies who it is. It's my girlfriend. So, and so now this is the pandan, which is it's the pandan extract or juice that they add to this batter to
Hmm.
make it green. So I wanted to capture that as well,
So is it like
which
a
you'll see.
dye? Is it like a dye or?
Yeah, it's almost an extract from a leaf
Oh, okay.
that's very green.
Yeah.
So they use it in a lot of their desserts, or they use it for sweet and savory.
Okay.
So that goes into the batter to make the it's like a crepe,
Mm-hmm.
and the coconut is cooked with cane sugar,
Oh, okay.
and then it's wrapped in the crepes.
Okay. So that the brown, is that's sugar? Cane.
Yeah, that's the sugar with the coconut mixed together.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So is it a dessert? I guess.
Yes, it's like a dessert.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Hmm.
so my girlfriend was wrapping them, rolling
Oh.
them. So
And this is
and
what you
so
guys
they
were
end up.
learning to do?
Yeah, this is a cooking class we did. I
Okay.
didn't do the cooking, I did the photography. So
Okay.
while they were cooking, I was doing the photos.
Yeah.
And this is the final result.
Okay.
This is how it was plated and served.
Hmm. Now what's that
With ice cream.
round? Is that ice cream or something? Or?
Yeah, that's ice cream.
Okay.
So
Okay,
it's delicious.
It does look yummy. It's got a little bit, it's got the colors. It's got the green, the red, the white, brown, everything in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, you were using natural light here or a flash or?
Yes,
Yeah.
natural light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes it means, moving the plate to where
Yeah, close to the window. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is you're able to do some of that with the food being small enough, So and this is a colorful image here.
Yeah, and then sometimes I'll take some of my images and play with them and post process them to make them more like art. So this one I did in topaz, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's cool. Yeah, it's got
just to make it look more painterly.
Yeah. It's very cool. Yeah, it's a great photo, and that's a great photo, like for a magazine or something too. They use it for editorial or something like that. So yeah. Now I always, like when I shoot this sort of stuff, I always try to do one vertical. That I always think of a magazine cover shot, and another one on panoramic, which would be the landscape, to do like a center page. So and I always kind of recommend that to people when they're shooting, is to take both ways, a vertical and a landscape, because you never know where your photo may end up being. And we always try to get it on a cover, which would be a vertical. So this would be pretty close to it. But yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's a great image. Yeah.
It's a good
Nicely
reminder. I do that when I was doing portraits for people. I would do that for work because we wouldn't know whether we would need vertical or horizontal. But I don't always remember to do that when I'm doing.
Yeah. I don't know. I've gotten into habit over time, Val, to do that. As soon as I take a shot, I'll go the opposite way and just take it right away. And part of it is maybe because it's all for the stock photography that I've sent off to the agencies, that you never know which one they prefer, or a magazine may want the cover, and so you got to have a shot ready to go for that. So.
Yeah, well, that's definitely a good tip. I will have to remember to do that in the future.
And Wayne was saying here is just nice lighting on that. So yeah,
thank you, Wayne. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we've got another one here.
Yeah, this is another one which I played with to make it a little bit more painterly.
Yeah, it is. And what filters were you using for this?
Topaz again.
Okay.
Yeah, so it just has more of a painterly feel to it.
Yeah, it is more of a painted photo than anything else. Yeah. So, I think we're coming down to the end here. Yeah.
And then this is another one I played with. There was all the wine glasses set up for an event, and so I photographed them just because I like the light reflecting off of it. So yeah, just having some fun.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, so that was great. So now let me just go over onto our next screen here and see if we've got some people that may want to come in and join us and chat with you from the chat. I know Mike has in the past has wanted to come in, and he's always had difficulty. So Wayne, I don't know if you're there. Put the link out. Let's see who we've got Wayne here. Let me bring him in. Number 2 spot here. There he is. Yeah. And Wayne's got some questions, I'm sure, for you, Val.
I hope they're not technical ones.
No, I was going to ask how John was.
Oh, John's doing great.
There we go. Yeah.
Waiting to get his vaccine.
I think you have a wonderful presentation there. It was very, very nice. I didn't realize you were in that deep into food photography, but excellent presentation.
Oh, thank you so much, Wayne. I'm kind of a generalist. I jump from genre to genre, but since I've been doing a lot of baking, I kind of put my 2 passions together. So,
yeah. No, it's kind of it's nice to have that, Val. You know, yeah. Because I know there was one. Yeah, there's another person that from Carriagedale Cameras that Amberly. She does food photography too, and you know, she does the same thing, bakes it, and then takes the photos, and she's got some quite nice images too. So.
Oh, great! Yeah.
But definitely, you know, like being part of a club, you do learn a lot of interesting ways to photograph subjects and the lighting. You know, you get to practice. So I always encourage people to join clubs and be part of it and contribute and learn. You know, so.
Well, it's the best resource, that's for sure. It's my membership fee is so valuable.
Yeah,
you know, being able to access and be a part of a club with so many talented photographers.
Yeah. Because I know, it's I've always kind of been amazed at you know, like some of the talented photographers that are out there that are, you know, they just kind of sit back in the back of the audience but they've got some great images, you know, so. But it's always tough to show your images and have people critique and talk about them. You know, but I mean, that's the only way we learn.
Right. Yeah, I'm always open to feedback and critique.
Yeah. You know, so yeah. What do you think, Wayne?
Yeah, especially the Delta Club. I think they have some excellent photographers there. But anybody, if they get any chance to join any photo club, you're going to learn something every week that you go. It doesn't matter what they're talking about or who the presentator is. You've always got a chance to learn something, and you can up your skills so easily just by listening, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. No. Now the other one is I'm just noticing. I'm not sure if Christy's still here, from Japan. If you want to click on that link, Christy, you're welcome to jump in and talk with us. And you know, we've got room here for a couple of people, so jump in. But Val, now, do you have any other projects on the go? Anything?
I'm doing a lot of flower photography right now, so that's my latest focus. But yeah, I have a lot of photos that I can go back and work on when I finish the project that I'm working on right now. But yeah, there's no shortage of ideas and things to work with.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm here tuning you. Oh, well, no, you can always join us, Christy. Just chat with us anyway. You're welcome to come in. But yeah. Now, Wayne, what have you got on the go? You were out and about doing some street photography from under.
Well, I joined a few other people and bought a new camera, bought a Fuji X100 V.
What have you got on the go? You were out and about doing some street photography from under. Okay, we have another person, James Dennis. He's just jumped in.
Joined a few other people and bought a new camera, bought a Fuji.
I think your speaker for YouTube's on, James, or the microphone. I can hear the back feed. But
There we go.
okay, you got it? Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that's nice. So, Val, this is James, Wayne. James, this is my friend from California that we met, oh, gosh, it'd be a couple of years now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been at least 2 years now.
Yeah, because we were down to Point Reyes photographing bobcats, of all things. And that's where we met down here and watching the bobcats running around. Yeah, it's a great place. Great place.
Yeah, it's mating season right now, so they're everywhere, all over.
Okay, yeah. And we can't, and us Canadians cannot go down there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, and you know, and we've had so many people kind of wanting to do some planning to go down. Some friends that I've talked to when I came back, and it just, and I've talked to you in the past too to meet you down there because you've really got the place all figured out where everybody's hiding and photographs to take and so. But now I understand you've moved back to Seattle.
Yeah, I moved back here in August, and then I'm off to Africa in June for 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Well, that's a big photo trip.
Yeah.
Usually it's 2 weeks.
2 years.
Oh, now what are you going to be doing there for 2 years?
My wife works for the government, so we'll be in Lagos for 2 years.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be going to Uganda, Kenya, all over the place in that time. So I got it made.
Oh man, do you ever? Oh, good
Yeah.
for you. Yeah, that's a dream of everybody to go there and photograph. So, yeah, you're going to get some great images. So I'm going to be looking forward to seeing more on that Instagram then for sure. You know, so.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good show. It was a good show tonight. I love the food photography.
Oh,
Really
good.
great.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Val's
so much, Janet.
really doing well. You know, she's taking images and just working them and learning. I mean, it's just everything is a learning process. You know, that we go through. So, and there. So.
For me, when I was in a bunch of different clubs through college and stuff, they would always want you to pick something and then teach it at the club. Are you able to do that?
Yes, I think the club does have people come in and go through little workshops, but
I mean, like Val, if you wanted to teach everybody at the club what you're doing with your food photography, are you able to do that? Because for me, the learning, when I start teaching, it becomes a whole new thing, right? So
Right.
and you get a ton more feedback, and you're teaching something that you love like that.
Right.
It might help you a lot.
Yeah.
It did help me a
Sure,
lot when I was
Yeah.
doing it. Yeah.
Have you done anything like that, Val, for the club?
Teaching? No,
Yeah.
no. I feel like I'm still learning. So I don't
okay.
know if I'm at the
Yeah.
teaching level, but I'm happy to share. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
But no, I mean, I think you've got a lot of experience. I think there
Mhm.
you could
Thank you.
Thank you. Easily, with
Yeah,
presentation. So yeah,
I know you learn a lot from teaching.
yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
said, James,
yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
really good way to learn.
No, for sure. And then yeah.
Good
Any
advice.
questions, Wayne, or comments, or what do you?
No, very impressed with Val's photography. In fact, I believe that she could do a little show at the club. I mean, more a slideshow than actual food photography because there's no facilities to cook there.
Yeah.
So, but I think that you could,
Thank you.
take this show, slideshow, and people would get a lot out of it. So
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
encourage you to, get a hold of Caroline and whoever else looks after things, and put your name down for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know there's other
Thank you
clubs.
for your support.
Clubs would be interested too, Val. There's, you could go to another club and do the same presentation with them on the food, but it's just, it's always, and I think, this is why, like, when I have these live streams, I usually like to get some photos from people so they can talk about the photos, how they did them, and where they took them, and in wildlife, it's the same thing for wildlife. Is where did you shoot this, and how did you shoot this, and talk about the image, because a lot of times people don't get to see photos until something's brought up in front of them, so and it's kind of cool to do that. So yeah, but so that's a good, it was a good show. I liked great photos. I know you've got there's lots of other photos of yours that I've seen have been pretty nice too. So
thank you, I appreciate
Val,
that.
I was surprised we didn't see your red umbrellas tonight.
Oh yeah, that's another project.
Little disappointed,
That's
because those are great
that's on the back
shots.
burner.
The ones I'm thinking of were taken out in Steveston.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying. I said Val's colors are red, so and those red umbrellas, so and that's what I put your name in red also, if you notice.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, maybe I should make my next project as Project Red.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've got enough photos to put together a slideshow on red.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised that we haven't had more of the club kind of join us tonight, to watch this. But I don't know where everybody is this evening. But there's not that many out tonight. I don't know, they're out drinking beer or something. But
That's okay. I'm
all the regulars.
Anyways,
I think we had 20 people last week in here, and we've had, I think, six watching tonight. But it's still. The 6 that were here are the good ones, So
that's okay.
Seeing it live and absolutely. So
I appreciate the opportunity to chat with you, and
thank you.
considering me to show my photos, and
absolutely, and we're going to get you back again
comments.
too. Yeah, we'll get you back, and
when
maybe
I get my
do
red photos
We
together.
want to see your presentation of red.
red.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, great.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah. And James, I'm talking with James to try to get him on here maybe next week. I don't know how next Tuesday is for you, or is that how's that?
Yeah. I think next Tuesday I'll be free because
Okay.
I'll be in training after that in DC. So next week I should be free.
So what we can do is if you have about 10 to 15 images you want to email me, and I'll set them up just like I did with Val. We'll do a little slideshow at the front. We'll do a little bit of I'm going to do a little interview with you, just get some information for the people watching, and then we can talk about the images after. So if you can send that to me, it'd be great. And then
I can do that.
Yeah, I'll do up page for us for next Tuesday night at 7, and I'll send you all the links and everything for that, but that'd be fun again, because he just came back from Yellowstone and Tetons, and he's got all the Point Reyes and all the bobcats, so it'd be kind of cool to see some of those, for sure. So
be great.
Okay. Mermaid Treasure Hunter's asking if you've got an Instagram account, Valerie, and she does.
Yeah.
And
did you put it
you
up
want-
there or not? Oh, thank you.
Tina just
Thanks,
popped it
Tina.
up. Tina just popped it up. It's Val Hider _ photos.
I think it's Valerie Hider.
Was it Valerie?
Yeah,
Valerie. Okay.
but I think you'll find it when you.
Yeah, Valerie Hider at
I have 2.
You got 2.
Yeah, and one's Valerie Hider photo art _photo art. Sorry.
Let me just see if I can find that quickly here on mine. Valerie.
That's where you get to see more red.
Okay, yeah, so this is, okay, this is it here. Okay, so this
Thanks.
one
And
here.
Hi, Tina.
Yeah, that's Valerie
to
Hider
see you
photos,
again soon.
and I know we got one here for James too. Let me just put this up here too. I'm gonna put yours up too for people. And this is James is here. Oh. What do we have? Oh, I gotta. Huh, I got a whole bunch of stuff, but let me try to redo that again. Yeah. Come on. Cut and paste. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. So your Instagram's up too. Now, do you still have your a website, James?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So all my stuff is in shipment to Africa at the moment.
Oh, okay. So you guys are really
Like my big computer, all my lights and everything, but my wildlife stuff is already gone. So
okay.
I haven't been able to update all my website, but it's pretty updated. Most of my stuff from Point Reyes and all that's up on the website.
Okay, yeah, I see some of that, and I see some of the familiar photos from Yellowstone that Wayne's familiar with that too, because he's been there with me. I'm looking at the sheep and the coyotes and the elk and everything else down there. It's all very familiar. So I always look forward to that. And we haven't been able to go down there this year, but hopefully later on, maybe the fall. Tetons is just
hopefully
great to get down there in the fall, for sure. So, but that's all I have tonight for everyone. I'm gonna, like I say, we'll work on the one for the wildlife one for next Tuesday night, and we'll dig into James's a little bit more and how he does things and where and why and see his images. So, Val,
I have a recipe to share.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you can connect us. I can get that recipe off.
Okay, I will. Yeah, for sure. And Mermaid Treasure Hunter, you've got that. You can always kind of follow her there too, and give her a thumbs up on her images and all the way in Japan. So every little thumb up helps everybody. Just a like button. So, but anyway, everyone, thanks for coming. James, Wayne,
Yes, thanks,
Valerie,
Frank.
thanks for coming on and
Nice to
sharing
meet
your
you, James.
photos.
yeah. Nice to
And
meet you.
we'll see everybody
Good
out
job again, Val.
on the
Oh,
road.
thanks,
Yeah.
Wayne.
Okay.
And good night, Tina. Hope to connect again soon.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Okay, guys. Anyway, good night all. We'll see
Okay,
you
thanks,
later. Yeah. Bye now.